Hey everyone, Somber here, continuing my streaming of single-player Dominions 5 using the Somber Warhammer mod. I'll be playing as the Greenskins, specifically the Bone-Nosed Tribe faction. So let's carry on. Oh, microphone sounding a bit too side-tony. There we go. Let me know if there's any issues in the chat, in the audio or anything like that. So we'd already looked at these messages. But I think something that I neglected to look at last time that I said I was going to was I had just gotten a promotion in unexpected. Is it Ediral? Yes, we got a new. Oh, that's a new war boss. I think we got a war boss. That's what I was going to check. Yes, Effecte. So this is our war. This is the highest tier that you can get to. It's Red Eye, the Goblin War boss. Well done, Red Eye. Oh, hey, the Distant Horizon. How's it going, man? That is, for those of you who don't know, you should watch the Distant Horizons streams. He streams on Twitch and he puts videos up on YouTube. A fellow Dominion streamer and all around very nice and entertaining guy. Red Eye, the Goblin War boss. So he is sacred because he is leading a war now. He's got slightly better stats. I think he gets more unsurroundable in inspiration. He should have unsurroundable. Oh yes, unsurroundable 4. I don't know why I was missing that. And he gets a lot, a lot of troops. This is where the Greenskins mechanic of promotions and things really pays off is when you get the war going because you get a ton of troops that first time it goes off. So this is the Red Eye War. So we've got tons of Goblin infantry. Have those up front. He is of course the best person to lead the goblins. He has this nice morale bonus, and they also get the Taskmaster bonus because they're slaves, which I think is just one for him, yeah. But he's the best person leading goblins. I got a river troll in my war. That's nice. It's kind of randomized what you get in the war, but you always get some stuff. For instance, because he's a goblin war boss, he gets a ton of wolf riders. Oh, those are on guard commander. That's why that's not joining in properly. There we go. So got them. We've got some more archers for our goblin archers. These are forest goblin infantry. He gets a little bit of forest goblins, but because he's not a forest goblin boss, he doesn't get that many. And we even get some big uns, although big uns are more of a thing you get in orc wars than in goblin ones. And we get a troll. Let's put the troll at the back. So what I said we were going to do this turn is we're going to try and really clamp down on Agartha and shut down their cap. We're a bit concerned about the vampires. We're going to just keep losing things to them. We're not really concentrating on them particularly. We're going to have to come up with some counters to them. I think that mass banishment is going to be part of that. But yeah, really, our objective in the short term is chomp on Agartha and just see if we can just have some fun, do some good stuff. So let's throw some defenses down. Airborne, this filthy pink-skinned, goblin-looking human, this dirty Yumi. What are we going to do with you? I could send him to go and like upgrade forts. That's probably the most sensible thing to do with him. It wouldn't hurt us to have a fort there, but I don't know that it's really a priority. So I'm going to have him scurry back to. God, he can move quite far, can't he? What's surprised? Yeah, he's going to go over to this fort, and maybe once we've stormed it, we'll get something there. I think Utenshire has still got a lot left to do before we get through the fort wall. The Distant Horizon says, "Whoa, good gracious, that is a nice size war. I love to see it. Really fun mechanic. Yeah, I have a lot of fun with it. Some people don't like the mechanic. I think because it can be kind of exploited to a certain extent, but I'm trying to work on that by shifting the experience values required around and things like that. I've tried to do some stuff to make it less exploitable, but I'm always open to feedback on that because I do worry that it could be exploitable to a certain extent in multiplayer. So I think we're going to split this force up now. We're going to have the goblins go and deal with this. Actually, maybe we'll bring Airborne along as a mascot. And we'll have Boffa the Prophet move down in this direction because there's going to be more War Boys down here. Over here, these guys, you can just guard commander with their lovely Ogre. They don't really have any sacred or anything. They can just go and knock over these wolves. That's fine. Make sure we retain control of our provinces whenever we can. That's basically what the war with the Garth has been. It's been a bit of back and forth, and then we've kind of accidentally managed to smash some of them. So we also got promotion here. So we've got a ton of new troops here, which will be led by a Red Fang. Bunch of Wolfy boys. And a bunch of orcs. You can join these orcs here. And I think I'm going to put all my archers over with Red Fang. These are just stuff carriers. So what are we doing here? This is he was doing air elementals. Let's give him a couple more. If I got you on, let's put you on conservative. You are doing flaming arrows, gold grabber. I'm going to give him a couple. He didn't cast that last time, and I wasn't sure why. It seemed like he should have. Distant Horizon says it's difficult to emulate some of the really fun ideas in Warhammer in a balanced way within Dominions. God, you got that right. You're quite constrained in some things, and I think you've done a great job. Thanks, man. I appreciate that. Wars can be explosive, but they're fun. Fun takes priority in my book. I agree. I try to make things. People. This is the only thing really in terms of feedback that annoys me is when people start talking about what my intentions are when I think I've made my intentions fairly clear, which is that I want the Warhammer nations to be balanced around the power level of the more powerful Dominions nations. So I'm aiming for the upper tiers for the most part. They're not all supposed to be exactly the same power level. Some nations are supposed to be a bit worse than others. Tylea, for instance, because they're not really a big power in Warhammer, I was kind of aiming for them to be a bit weaker, you know. But generally speaking, I'm trying to aim for the power level of the stronger Dominions nations. So when people say, "Oh, Warhammer's mod is completely unbalanced" or something, but someone wasn't trying to make it balanced, that's not true. I am trying to make it balanced. I'm just not that good at it. Like I've played the game for a long time, but I don't play a huge amount of competitive multiplayer in it, and so I'm just not. I'm not the best at balancing it. So sometimes I'll make mistakes, and the people's feedback is super useful to me on that front. Yeah, it's really important. So please do give feedback when you can. Right, enough chit chat. Let's get this big stack moving. We've got Deathbone Stug and Gold Grab. I think I'm going to keep this as my stack. Spike Nose, you can sit back and search. And then I'm going to consolidate this, I think. Oh, no, I'm going to split it apart. Consolidate is the opposite of what I'm going to do with it. I'm going to split these into two. And Grotslash is going to go and do something else. So I'm just going to wait there for now. Spike Stab will go along with them. I think we're just moving on to this fort with all of this. Yep, seems good. Down here, Gosteen Mountains we've retaken, but we want to go and hit this. I don't think there's going to be that many troops there. And we've got a relatively sizable force. So I think we will stack up our guys. I actually want to grab all of those. So we've got big chunk of orcs right at the front. We've got blessings ready for them. We've got archers backing them up. And what can we cast? Can we cast anything good with these? We have Shackthug who could do flaming arrows, so maybe we'll do that. So it's not as important in this because you don't have as many archers, but I'm going to go for flaming arrows. When it's greyed out, I always miss it. And Shackthug just hang around somewhere near the front. Should we give him? I'll give him just a few bodyguards because he is relatively valuable, and it helps them when they get flanked or something. And then he wants fire gems, so I'm going to give him two. I think he's on conservative. He is. We can have somebody walk along with some more. So Shackthug. Although this is interesting, do I want to just commit to going after Agartha, or do I want to hit here and try to deal with these, and at least stop them from totally rampaging through my lands? I feel like it would make more sense to just try and kill Agartha and then turn round. But I don't want them just going wherever they want. I tell you what I will do. I will send these out, and then they'll hit this province, and then they'll either, if the cap's weak, they'll go for it, but otherwise they'll turn around and come back. So we're going to have Shaq Thug, we're going to have Gorbad and Grishnik. We'll send all of these. Oh, misclicking. I'll send all of these guys just so they get experience from fighting. It's always good. And we're going to need a couple of people to do blessings, so I'm going to send the ones that have the slightly more. They don't have the death because the death is super useful for. Right, do we have this saved? Blessing spells. Yes, number 5. So we'll put number 5 on there. We'll get those blessings going. Stack them together if I can. I think that's fine. I do worry about getting flank attacked. I'll be fine being flank attacked on this flank, but I could get flank attack up top. So I think I'll take a small unit of orcs, give them to you on guard commander, and you can make sure that flank is somewhat safe. By doing that, we'll do a hold and attack rear. Cool. Over here, this is our defense against. This is Snagler Grobspit's army, and the defense against the vampires. I think they're likely to stay on Curtain Wall or try and move off onto us. I don't think they'll move to here. So we do have a chance for a fight here. We could stay where we are and use the province defense. I think that's probably the correct thing to do because we're getting flaming arrows off in this battle, and this does give us cheap archers. So I'm going to dump province defense. I'm going to go all the way to 20, which gives me a pretty decent number of them. And since we are staying still, let's just do, you can do preaching, you're hiding, Wurzag. Have you done a search? He's already done a search. He can do preaching. Let's get, and have we got anything we haven't searched? We haven't searched water, so Hookfang can do that. You can patrol. Snaggle Grobspit can patrol. Yeah, so I think this is our anti-undead army. Quite a lot of archers. Decent line of orcs. Who is that stood right at the front? That's Scumzog, okay. These guys need to not be standing out there. That is a very stupid place to put them. Snag Grubspit, he's fine. We could get... So we're doing ashes to ashes? Oh yeah, we're doing... yeah, I forgot ashes to ashes is... Wait. Yeah, ashes to ashes is the banishment. Dust to dust is the... kill the undead. Distant Horizon says, balance is difficult, especially with large and expensive mod. They're like big dwarfs, take them down. It's true. Right. So I could move my god. This didn't work out last time, but they did kill a bunch of stuff, so in a way it did work out, you know. It wasn't too bad. I think that what I want to do is send my god back in. So last time they routed because they had the troops with them that died that routed. I think they could just go out there and successfully beat up some undead. So I think they'll be okay. It was the crossbowmen that caused the problems. And maybe what I'll do is send the tickler as well, because I believe you have some buffs that you can put on our god. What buffs do you have to put on him? So regeneration is what we want to do. I don't think there's anything else that's that important. No, he can do Moss Body, he just doesn't have it right now. So I think the correct thing to do is regeneration, and maybe gift of flight in case he wants to run away. But let's go for regeneration, and then just run away. And hopefully he'll cast it on Gorgzilla and not on himself like an idiot, but we'll see. So in order to do that, he's going to need to boost himself up. So I'll just give him a couple of nature gems. That should be fine. Don't want to send anyone else into that battle, but we do want... Yeah, we're just recruiting stuff there. That's fine. Okay, what's next? Oh, we've got a random orc boss going around and grabbing stuff. You can go and help over here in case they attack there. You're just moving troops. He's one of our troop ferrying guys. Send them across. That's all good. This is our research at the moment. We're going for enchantment level 6. It's going to give us access to Flame Ward. Nice to have. None of this particularly. Horde of Skeletons is good for us. Foul Vapors. We can certainly do Foul Vapors. It's not good against vampire accounts, but we will be able to get Foul Vapors. That's definitely something that you would want to be looking at in multiplayer in particular with this nation. I don't like using it as the AI so much because they can't really cope with it. And then at enchantment level 6, we are looking at things we could do. Relief, potentially. We can get up there in terms of that. I think we might need to communion up or get boosters and things. Rigor Mortis, potentially. There must have been a reason I was specifically going up here. Oh, it's probably to do it. I mean, I could eventually do Eternal Pyre, but I don't have enough fire gems at the moment. Arrow Fend, I could get going. There's quite a few things, actually. A few different options. And it's just generally strong enchantment 6, so I can see why I'm going up there. This is the Snagler Grobs bit that we've decided we're not going to use because it was a bug that he turned up, so we'll just leave him out of the way. You're just waiting there. Scrut. Scrut. What a good name. Alright, Scrut. I think we're going to need troops just concentrated around this bit of the map, so I'm just going to keep moving down in that direction. Rat Splatter in Ind. What have we got? Lots of loads of nature gems and air gems. I'm going to summon some gigantic forest spiders because they're fun. It's that simple. And we've got some chariots. What are we recruiting here? We've been recruiting bosses, but now we can switch over to doing Savage Orc Shaman. And yeah, I think chariots, pretty clear case of attack rearmost for them. And let's just send these guys out. This way generally seems fine. This is the River Troll squad that have won every single medal that I could possibly pin on them. Led by Waterboy. I think I was going to take some of these cubes underwater. So they're actually going to have to make their way back now because they can't go underwater. So that's fine. I'll just tell them to take the long way home. They can get on with that. We were going to take these cubes underwater though, right? I'd built something specifically to do that. He would be the one to do it. He's been the one. Let's say he's the one who's been casting them, so he should be the one to go underwater. It's got to be someone. Right. What spell? I wish you could filter here to say only things that are underwater, only things that you can cast underwater. Display them here. I want to put some buffs on these cubes. I don't have that much good stuff to go on them. I think they can have regeneration on them, and I think they can haste on them. Andor asks, last time you mentioned asking you something on Discord. Which Discord is that? So I'm in basically all of the Dominions Discord, but if you look at my videos, if you look at my videos on like the Warhammer videos that aren't streams, there's a link there to a Discord, the Warhammer channel. There's basically a Dominions modding Discord specifically. There's a bunch of good Discords, and I can give you links to those. I don't have them handy at this second, but I can sort you out with those. And if you look in one of my older Warhammer Dominions videos, you can see a link to the specific one for giving feedback on Warhammer or talking about the Warhammer mod. I think that, from what I remember, doing haste is really good on these guys. I'm just going to tell them to haste them. I'm going to give them a big fistful of gems, and I'm being significantly less careful here than I should be, but it's fine. conservative usage, cast spells. There we go. And then I think... keep him safe. I think that I'm just going to put them there. I really don't know how well this is going to work, but we're going to go and Vile Water something. So if I attack here, I'm dealing with unpleasant Triton Troopers who are really fast, and I don't know how that's going to work out. And this could just be a disaster, but because I'm really bad at going underwater, I'm not saying I'm very practiced at. I think maybe I want to do an easier one, like these mermen down here. So I'm gonna do that, move there and there. What's Moss Body? Where's Moss Body? Where are you, Moss Body? There it is, level 3 alteration. Okay, we're going to take a detour from enchantment to get level 3 alteration because Moss Body's so good. Oh, we're down to the scouts, I think. No, it's Spike Snick is still left. Could you cast me some spitting spiders? Some of those. And we're just down to the scouts. Okay, I think I had spent my money everywhere that I could in order to test this. Yep. Oh, I can't do it in that one anymore. That's why I'm down by 1 fort because of that. That's fine. Yeah, I'm not. That is all good. And I am recruiting an expensive. Oh no, I'm not. There you go. I forgot to recruit in this fort. So I will have a Savage Orc Shaman, and I will have. It's because it was sieged, wasn't it? I got rid of the recruitment we had queued up. Oof. Not many resources in here, is there? Well, not many recruitment points, rather. Alright, let's just do that. Alright, next turn. Oh yeah, the Distant Horizon, please do provide any links in the chat, if that will help Andor. Yeah, go for it. I took a long time on that turn, sorry about that, it was very faffy, but then that's single player for you. If I don't pay attention to what I'm doing, I think it's kind of boring to watch because it's just like, oh, I moved this here, who cares? Whereas if I'm thinking a bit more, it tends to be a bit more interesting for everyone. Right, battles. Battle in Illidan. Giant and big stack of Savage Orc Biggins against Doggo Patrol. Goodbye, doggos. Yep, very straightforward. Another battle in Illidan. Tien Chi. Now, this is bad news, but I think this is Tien Chi attacking neutrals, not declaring war on me. They've got their own doggos who get slaughtered. Let's pause for a sec. So we're going to get wrecked here because we've got lots of crossbows and archers and things, which is a good counter to my Savage Orc Biggins. And then we've got a pretty tough stack of infantry. They're not really high quality, but pretty tough. And then they've got some Horned Serpents and things, which are less relevant, but are still unpleasant. And back here, we've got a couple of Redguard Sacreds, unblessed, and some Wolves that are going to attack my commanders. And hopefully Grimgrod should be okay. I'm a bit worried about the Lance Charge hitting him there. We'll see. Yeah, he got hit. He tanked that. He's still alive, 6 hit points. And no affliction. Maybe he can stay alive. We've got a spare commander. The giant has not made contact with the enemy, which is a bit unfortunate. Once he does, he's going to blow a hole in them, but he's going to run away soon. We're going to side route, basically. There you go. He just annihilated a bunch of them. Let's have a quick look in the log. Splat. He's surviving amazingly well, isn't he? He's taken some battle fright. He's killed one of the Redguard. And here comes the Goblin to help him. Nah, he's dead. The Giant's still getting some kills. Kind of interesting. We are routed. Maybe the Giant will survive? No, he's going to get chopped up. He's gone. This guy might survive. Yeah, he's going to. So, yeah, not great. But we did actually kill a reasonable amount of stuff. But definitely bad for us. And I don't know if I'm at war with Tien Chi now. You just have to assume that the AI, you're going to be at war with all of them. That's just how they are. They all get round to declaring war on you eventually. So here we've got an Agarthan stack of some mixed heavy infantry, a couple of mages, although they're not very good mages, some troglodytes. We've got our flaming arrows off, and we're attacking flank here. Gonna have a bit of friendly fire, but our wild boys are basically just gonna win this by crushing everything in the centre. I am not worried about that. That troglodyte's doing quite well, but he gets toasted. We've got a nice attack rear happening with just some infantry there as well. Our boars have been defeated, our boar and chariot squad. So we should get these mages. Yep. And that is a nasty loss for Agartha, so another province ripped off them. Utenshire. This is probably Agartha's toughest remaining force. So what do we got here? We got a bunch of ancient ones, tough but not very scary. We've got Shard Guard, significantly more scary, but their bless is rubbish. And then a decent squad of relatively tough infantry. So it's kind of, this is a tough one, but not very offensively potent. And our force, we're going to have a flaming arrows going off, and we've got quite a bit of wild boys, so I would say this is looking pretty good for us. This flank attack's probably not going to work, just because of the way they're laid out. They're going to get stuck. But yeah, here goes the flaming arrows, right? So the wild boys are probably going to take some friendly fire casualties here, but we are going to just devastate them with friendly fire, with fire arrows. We should do very well indeed. Oh, they got another one of these awful vampires. Oh no, it's the same one. He's immortal, isn't he? He's back again. Good little sod. And he's distracting quite a few of our troops, but he's getting trampled by an air elemental, which is quite funny. Wild boys are doing fine at the front. Flaming arrows are just shredding everything, as you would expect. Our flank attack is surviving pretty well, because these guys have difficulty hitting things. They hit hard, but they have difficulty hitting cavalry. And the centre has kind of fallen to pieces here. The wild boys have killed them up. I think the vampire must have been killed. Yep, he's gone. You can see we are taking quite a few friendly fire casualties from the flaming arrows. But it's okay, it's worth it to do this much damage to Agartha. And they've broken and run. There goes our boss. Did he get some more kills? Red Fang. He's the really mangled Goblin War boss. But he still went in there and did his job. Some comments. Bro69, hey man. Let's go. Wish you could rename individual units. Yeah, there's been some good ones there. Distant Horizon says, I think it'd be interesting if you could set up blesses for the AI, or if they were like pre-made decent blesses they selected at random. Yeah, that'd be nice. I mean, you can do the kind of tedious thing where you just make gods start a game with a bunch of human players and then set them to AI. But I think, yeah, Lucid talked about a Dominion 6 wish list recently. It's a good video, go and watch that as well. But yeah, Lucid Tactics on YouTube. One of the things he raised, and a thing that a lot of people talked about, is the ability to set up stuff for the AI, like these template thugs, template blesses, and things to kind of improve the AI. I think allowing the Dominions community to help improve the AI, putting the tools in there to do that, would be a really good thing to do. There are a few very minimal AI tools available at the moment, but having some more things like that would be good. Well, this is an embarrassing force here from Agartha. Let's just get rid of them. And Sotera. Is that what we're up to? Yeah, that was Tyradir. You can see the Agartha AI is kind of panicking here. It's just not got many resources left, and it's losing everything. This is just some slingers. This will be a real straightforward one. Our Wolf Riders will deal with them. God's Tomb Mountains has been captured. Oh, that's the vampires moving on to God's Tomb. I forgot to put PD there. That was silly. And we have a battle in Grainport. So this is my god. Regeneration successfully cast on the god, and he is now going to run away. Well worth the gem. And there's quite a bit here. We're probably not going to win this battle, because if they've got a caster there, and he is casting Ray Skeletons. We're probably going to run out of time to win. But it's a chance to kill some more of these annoying Black Knights, which I have total confidence he will manage. So let's just put it on fast. And the only thing that I'm really worried about is getting shot up by the crossbows. The Fire Shield's going to do most of the killing here. Fire Shield is really good against tons of Long Dead. And we've got regeneration, so we're not too worried about taking chip damage. Ooh, some Graveguard did some big hits on us there, but we're doing okay. Gonna slow it down. We're taking some hits. More than we're regenerating. You can see you've got the House Guard getting killed there and turned into soulless. That's a cool feature of yes, these crossbows! Shooting me up. Shooting me up nasty. I'm really glad that regeneration's there, or we would probably be out of here already. Here comes another round of crossbow bolts. We're not fatigued at all, we're completely fine on that front. I'll put it on fast. Here comes all the zombies that have been animated. I think I'm just gonna... Ooh, a bleed being cast there. Didn't hit me. But that's nasty. That's from this guy back here. I think we're going to speed through this. And I'll just periodically click on him. He is taking damage, but the regeneration's keeping him in it. And we are getting... Oh, the crossbows have run in. That's good. I get to kill them now. Oh yeah, see you, Distant Horizon. Thanks for dropping by. Oh, hello. Yeah, so they routed in the end. Side routed. So a pretty nice win for the God. Let's see what we took out in total in Grainport. 189 kills. The only things that are really important here is killing some of these like House Guard. Killing the crossbowmen is nice. Killing Black Knights and Graveguards is always good. The Long Dead and everything doesn't really matter, but it kicked them out of that province at least. Then we've got events. Utenshire. Like stray dogs have appeared. They seem loyal. Okay. Witchhaven. Lately the dogs have gone rabid and fled. Okay. There's some. This is the Throne of Beasts kicking out tons of beast-based events. Or based beasts, possibly. Forest Goblin Boss has gone the title of Big Boss, so that's a good little promotion. Towers of Heaven Orc Boss is now Big Boss, so that's our first Orc Big Boss that we've gotten apart from our Prophet. To failure, werewolves have attacked. It's really beastastic out here, isn't it? Iron Peaks, Dog's Gone Rabid. Winner, Savage Orc Boss is now a Big Boss, so lots of promotions. Snagler CrossFit has joined. This event is bugged, and I have fixed it, but it keeps going off because I'm making changes to the mod, and the fix basically isn't applied in this game. So yeah, that just keeps going off. I need to. Maybe I can put in a temporary fix to stop it from constantly going off. But I will move him away, and I won't use him. Wow, a treasure has been found. 2,000 gold. A barrel of air is amazing for me to go underwater with stuff. Fire gems, air gems, water gems, earth gems. And then a very bad event, Jeleni Agora. A bunch of people left. Okay, we'll go and find adventure somewhere else then, see if I care. Labourers for the wicked. Let's get lazy, boys. Let's all just chill. Oh, the Distant Horizon says, gotta support the creator of my favourite mod. That is a very nice thing to say. Thanks, man. Bria69 asks, in terms of lore, what is my favourite Warhammer factions? I really enjoy the backstory of the various things to do with Nagash, the vampires, the Tomb Kings. I really like how they've fleshed out that backstory over time. So I would say that my favourite is kind of classic undead, Archon the Black. It took me forever to actually get around to making them because I wasn't sure if I wanted to make that nation, just as part of the mod pack, but I have made them finally. They're in the mod. And yeah, that kind of classic lore is probably my favorite. It harkens back to like some very nostalgic stuff from when I was young, like all of these cool stories about the undead and things. I really liked those. So classic undead, Nagash, Ark of the Black, Dieter Helschnicht, the Doom Lord of Middenheim, all of that stuff. Those are my favorites. Uh, but I like all Warhammer lore, to be honest. All of the nations have something going for them. I don't think that any of them I particularly dislike. Some of them are a little bit more dull, but at various points they've had better lore written for them. So Battle at Witch Haven, we got some dogs going wild. Dogs Gone Wild is the name of the video. We're going to lose that, right? Are they going to rouse? We're going to lose it. So we lose in Witch Haven. The Skaven get attacked in Scraw Point by werewolves. A very weird fight with the Skaven. Let's just see what the Skaven have actually got there and see what that looks like. Wow! So here we've got Sensor Bearers, Rat Ogres. We've got some of their artillery, the Poisonwind Mortars. We've got Grey Seer. We've got a bunch of these Warpfire Throwers that are going to spit fire everywhere. They're not actually spitting fire everywhere at the moment. I think they've set them up in a group with some melee units. They're not actually shooting, which is a bit silly of the AI. It does that sometimes. And they seem to have done the same thing with the Poisonwind Gladiators. They've set them to kind of attack. And they cast some Corpse Candles. You don't see them do that very often. Corpse Candles are really cool. Anyway, the werewolves get chopped up. Some people get poisoned, or ratmen get poisoned. Failure. Werewolves attacked us and defeated our rubbish province defense. And Iron Peaks, Black Dogs attacked us and defeated our rubbish province defense. No, because we had some good stuff there, some Savage Orc Warboys, we easily defeated the dogs. Yeah. If we just had the province defense there, we would have lost that one for sure. But we've got a good group of Warboys there, just tear the dogs to pieces. It's dogs for dinner. Meat is back on the menu, boys. We're under siege in Gosty Mountain, fine. We've just started to destroy the fort in Newtonshire. We haven't got there yet, and there's been a couple of promotions in Newtonshire. We had a lot of promotions this turn, so we got. If you have a look at our troop graph, you will see that we have had some big spikes going up here. This is a worry. Look at Vampiria's troop graph. Ooh. Gonna need to deal with it. This is the big threat. Vampiria is the big enemy in this game, right? If we look at the province count as well, they're the clear number 2. Yeah, they are the big worry for us. It's nothing else really. So we may or may not be at war with Tianqi. I think I'm going to kind of treat it as though we're at war with them. I'd rather not be right now, but two ancient temples, a bit strange. Yeah, we'll see what Tianqi do. We definitely need to just be having a massive war here with the vampires. That is completely necessary. But I also need to finish. I need to finish Agartha. We've kind of beaten them back into this very small pocket of provinces here, but we need to finish them off. We need to get on with that. So let's crack on with at least this turn. Red Eye and your mascot, Airborne. Because he's the only leader, I might tell him to hold for another turn because I don't want him to die. It would be bad. I'm going to assume that Tianqi is not going to attack me because they don't think that they're at war, but I'm definitely treating them as hostile. But I'm not going to attack them in case that provokes a war that I don't want at this exact moment. We're going to send these guys off as boys. We're going to go after Highwoods. Newtonshire, we want to siege down, but we're not there yet, which is a bit unfortunate. Oh, we've got a cursed and diseased Scrut the Mad. Oh dear. Oh dear, oh dear. Big pack of dogs. Where do we put the dogs? Where do dogs go? I think the dogs join the goblins in just a big blob in the middle to distract the enemy. I think we're going to wait here for a turn because Yeah, we're going to wait here for a turn because the fort's not sieged down yet, and I think Agartha might attack into us again. So, yeah, let's go with that. You're still trying to do heretic preaching. You traitor. Yeah, so I think it's all good here. I think maybe we want to try and maybe counteract that heretic preaching a little bit. It's not really going to work, but let's preach. Everyone else is sieging. We're moving more troops in from Gorsog here. I don't really know what I'm doing with Grot Slash. I'm just going to send him back to drop those gems off and do something else. And Spike Nose is on site searching duty. These guys. Oh, one of them can reach it. Let's just do that then. Morork. Would you like to go and check that province out? Let's put you back. Okay, down here, lots of undead facing us down. Our god could just stay here and try and take those out. I definitely want my fort back, and I don't want them to have another fort. So I think that, yeah, I think what I'm going to do is move this army as they are in their entirety onto this fort and take it. Back them up with that. My god. Am I just going to stay there and try and hold them back, or am I going to attack? This province is worth a lot more than their provinces, and I am in my dominion, so I think I'm just going to stay here and do a site search, and do this. I don't think I have any other spells I would want to cast. Nah, I do not. That's fine. Oh, and I do want to send the Tickler to do the exact same thing, because that regeneration was extremely useful last time, extremely important even. Let's go down in the corner. Do that. And over here, wait, why are they tied together? Bone Splitter can move down, Grimgrod. Just stay there and research, that's fine. More troops ferried up. Yeah, so we're now summoning up some gigantic forest spiders. They're just fun. They're not super good, to be honest, but yeah, they're fun. I like them. Maybe they're undercosted. I think they're not undisciplined, are they? No, they're not. So you can use them in with these other things. Yep, just keep doing what you're doing up there. You are a spare leader, so you can. We've got tons of gold at the moment, so I'm just going to give you some orcs, I think. Just start recruiting some orcs up here. Just long dead Graveguard and Soulless Warriors? Is that it? It's annoying that I lost that a fort got shut down by that. It is irritating, honestly. I think this force got quite a lot of promotion stuff, so we've got a decent army here. Novgretny is our main general now. No, you're supposed to be on guard commander. Oh, they can't be because he's already got those. Okay, okay, do this differently. You're on guard commander. And you're on guard commander. And he's on guard commander. There we go. And you need to hold for a lot longer before you attack the rear. Alright, let's get these archers sorted out. So we've got goblin archers, and orc archers, and savage orc archers. They should all be in this group here. Orc big bosses can't do formations. I forgot that they haven't quite developed the brain power to do formations yet. Andor says, I don't know Warhammer lore. Are the vampire lands really as dead as the mandatory death scales make out? It seems like 3 of the factions would do a job of caring for their happy meals on legs. Well, yes, but no, says Bruh. Yeah, I mean, I've chosen to go with death because a lot of the descriptions of the lands of vampires talk about how they're suffused with death energy and it's a land of the dead and everything. But yeah, they do keep their human population alive. A lot of them do. The Larmians don't like to have everyone be dead. They don't care if everyone is, but they like to manipulate living people. The von Carsteins kind of have this idea of ruling over an empire, and they're completely happy for people to just be there. They're like authoritarians. They want living people to be under their power. And all of them have some element of caring about the living to a certain extent, and wanting power over the living and wanting to drink the blood of the living, except for the Necrarchs, who absolutely do not care about the living whatsoever and would be perfectly happy in a world where they had a sip of blood every 100 years, and that was it. And other than that, basically no living people at all. Yeah, so it does vary between the factions. The vampires, people get very excited about the death scales. I think people will overly worry about them. And in reality, they're not as much of a problem as people think. I foolishly sent away my... No, Grotslash, you can come over here and help next turn at least. Yeah, I don't have any gems for Shackthug. It's a bit foolish what I've done there. Just cast spells, it's fine. Blessings. He's casting some evocations, presumably. Fine. And all of you are just attacking Agartha. Let's see if we can get that locked down. And we have some goblins coming to join you. Oh, hold on, that's not the right. Yeah, this is just stuff to add to the attack on Agartha. It's fine. Over here, the fact that we're locked into our fort, I don't super care about. I guess it's annoying. I'm not really doing anything about the vampires right now. I'm concentrating on stomping down Agartha, and I think that's okay. That we should get open soon. I do want to get some more of these troops moving, so let's get them going. We've got plenty of gold, so let's switch to our good mages. I want lots of priest level 2s to deal with the vampire incursion that is absolutely coming our way. I think against the long dead, having stuff with decent protection that can just chop, chop, chop is good as well. But we don't really have the recruitment points to get very much there. It's going to be Warboys, even though the Orbless is not good. This is again a Snaggler Grosfit bug, so we'll just send him out of the way and not use him. So unfortunately we have to pay the upkeep on them, but what can you do? Sometimes there's going to be bugs when I'm playing with a mod that I'm still messing around with. The versions I release won't have bugs like this, but the version I use. Yeah, even Death 3 isn't like having pop kill aura, but in a long game it does impact you. It's true, but it has halved impact on income and population for the vampires. That is coded in, and you do have that spell where you can put the growth up by 2 points. You can have essentially, I think that still works even though they generate death scales. I'd have to check. I think that just helps you have a bit less death in a province, but I would have to check on that. Yeah, that's maybe something that I may have accidentally broken at some point. It's possible. Right. Oh, Wait. I didn't want to do. I literally just gave that guy an order to stay there. Then I was told him to do something totally different. So they're not researching there because I don't have a lab there. I think for my own, I don't need to have a lab, but I think to make things easier for me, I'll just build one. Cool. That is everyone except the scouts. We have a ton of money, partly because we had a fort shut down, so we couldn't spend anything there. Partly because we just picked up 2,000 off the ground. So I want more. I want more. I'm going to have Savage Orc Biggins, Big and Boar Boys. Going to start getting them going. And I also want to take these troops that I've already built and get them moving. So let's give them to Rotdreg. And Rotdreg can start heading in this direction. We've got our squad going underwater now. I don't think he's going to cast anything except for haste. That's fine. How annoying after all of that. The werewolves have just taken that. I'm going to send my River Troll squad after them. They'll get there eventually. And we can afford to just throw down some big amounts of province defense. I don't know that we want to, but, you know, let's throw some province defense down in this area. We've got the money for it. We've got tons of money. And I think we'll back that up with, if I turn on income box, we can see what places have recruitment points and so on available. So let's just throw in some orcs to help, because our province defense is quite bad. Having some extra, having a bit of muscle to mixed in with the gobos is actually quite useful. And it's one of the benefits of just having all this recruit everywhere stuff. So let's have a forest goblin here, and let's start getting some forest goblin archers. We can just make tons of these forest goblin archer stacks actually from this province, so we'll do that. And over here, let's have some just orc boys. Oh, we can afford a lot actually. Orc boys and savage orc boys. There we go. And we'll throw defense on that as well. And no defense here because our god is doing his thing. We don't want to be messing with that. But let's give some more. This is partly because we're getting all these irritating events of werewolves and things. So if I have some bigger province defense, it'll help. Okay, next turn. What do I want to be thinking about? Because we're pretty big, and as soon as we start doing well against Vampiria, I'm really going to be looking to grab some thrones. I can't even remember what the throne settings for this game is set up to be, but it would be nice to actually finish it off since we're doing a proper streaming series on it. Got a site in Godstein Mountains, the Enchanted Tomb. I don't remember what that does. And times as battles. Agartha attacks us in Towers of Heaven, where we have a few orcs and 20 points of province defense. We could win this. It depends. I think it's good that our troops are going down here. They're going to kill these guys easily enough. I think they're going to struggle a little bit against these heavy infantry type lads, because we're mostly goblins still, not orcs. It depends if we get a lucky rout on them, really. I think they're more likely to rout us. Oh, we routed one group of them. The armies of Gartha are routed. Sweet. That makes our war shorter, and that's very important. So curtain wall. let me replay that. Right, pause. Wherzag the Great Green Prophet has a mask that auto-casts Mind Burn. Every turn, the undead have got this tiny little force that is led by a Revenant, and the Revenant is the only one that isn't mindless. He's been given kind of a soul and a mind to lead stuff around. And so he's the only one the Mind Burn can shoot, and he gets Mind Burned. And then all these undead are just going to fall apart. Cool. So that's sorted them out. This is just some more Agarthans. So we're definitely crushing the Agarthans at this point. This is a bad turn for the Agarthans. They're kind of stacks of medium and heavy infantry just getting chopped to pieces. So that was Highwoods. Then we got Ashlands. We get attacked by the vampires in the Ashlands. 20 province defense and nothing else against some stuff. The main thing here is that these Black Knights are probably going to be able to win this for them. Although, we did kill one Black Knight immediately there, which was good. And the Black Knights are struggling just because there's so many goblins here. They don't have that much, fire output. So we may be okay. I'm not sure. They've only got one Revenant. I think the Black Knights have just got too much protection, so we're just failing to kill them. Yeah, our Orc boss might be able to kill something before he dies. Nope. Black Knights very tough. Goblins very bad against armor. Score a point. We are seeing the vampires attack the Skaven. That's cool. I don't rate their chances. A Knight Commander of the Rose. So they're trying to do a thugging with this bless. Okay. Well, good luck with that. It's probably going to have a bunch of Skaven-friendly fire. Yeah, there you go. So he did end up killing something. That's good that they're at war with each other, though. We like to see that. Grainport. We are attacked. Oof. Oof. This is a worry. Look what they've attacked us with in Grainport. Now this is enough that it could kill my god, for sure. There's stuff in here that could definitely hurt my god. We got a couple of powerful mages here. We've got a Vampire Lord. We've got... I don't see any crossbows. That is Isabella von Carstein, who is definitely capable of causing some problems. We've got some Tortured Spirits. We've got a bunch of Graveguard, and some of these Graveguard hit easily strong enough to hurt my Pretender. But more importantly, this is a lot of Lancers. So I think my Pretender's probably going to die here, but we'll see what he manages to kill before he dies. So he's been given the regeneration, and our guy has run away. So he's got time to get rid of this fatigue. He needs to get the fire shield off. Please get the fire shield off. Don't get interrupted. There we go. So the fire shield will help kill a bunch of long dead, but it's just too many Lancers, I think. It's all these Black Knight Lancers that are going to do him in. I didn't realise they had that. I thought it was mostly long dead I was dealing with, not Black Knights. So we're going to have to hope the regeneration keeps him going here. Ooh, already looking bad. The problem is, because of Fire Shield, these guys with the Lancers, the ones that are ahead of them get roasted, and then they can just immediately run in and hit him, and it doesn't give him time for his regeneration to kick in. Yeah, it's looking very bad. I just hope he kills a bunch of Black Knights before he dies. He is killing quite a few of them, isn't he? Because most of the Lance ones have died, he may have a chance here. He's being surrounded by much weaker units, and he is routing, which is good for us. Let's hope that his regeneration keeps him going. The Fire Shield's still killing tons of enemies. Goes to show just how strong a Fire Shield is. How strong is his Fire Shield? It is... Oh, he's got an Affliction. It's a chest wound. That's bad. His Fire Shield is 16 AP damage because he's got so much fire magic. I think that's why. Come on, regeneration. Keep him alive. Let's speed things up. I think we're getting time here to regenerate. Get ourselves back into the fight. He is routing, but, you know, they've surrounded him. They're getting killed by the Fire Shield. Yeah, looking pretty effective. It's still close. 26 hit points. That is less than I would like to see. And we've got some Graveguard hitting us. That's why we're taking so much damage. Yeah, so he gets killed down to his ethereal form, which usually would keep him safe. The problem is that Graveguard, although there aren't very many left, have magical weapons. And that is the big risk to him here. Yeah, so he gets killed. Not ideal. Too many Lancers. Just too much to expect him to do, and he didn't really have the best equipment for doing that, so not great. But we do kill A lot of long dead horsemen, 23 Black Knights, 11 Grave Guards. I would say I'm not happy with that result, but we certainly did do some damage to their forces. The problem is with them being the AI and having all of this money and just mobs of stuff, you can't really win wars of attrition with the AI. It's not how it works. Right, so we have hasted these blobs. Well done, Blobos. Oh, he's got enlarge. I didn't realise. He can enlarge them up to size 5 now. Oh, and he's got moss body. Nice research there. Right at the very end. So it's nice to get an extra province there, make sure that we've got our income. And this is our battle in Agartha. So Agartha's a cave. We do have okay dark vision. Orcs and Goblins. In fact, the Savage or War Boys have perfect dark vision. I forgot that's part of their bless. But normal ones have dark vision 50. So we should be completely fine. You know, the War Boys are going to be the main thing here, to just chop through their infantry. The only thing I'm worried about is attrition and the attentive statues. But, you know, we should be okay. We've got protection being cast now, which is nice. That's a good spell in a lot of fights. But yeah, that's Agartha. Dealt with. Ind Unrest. Agartha. An orc boss is a big boss. Very nice. Utenshire. Some dogs joined us. The Sacred Lake. The lair of a sea serpent has been found. Within were the bones of unfortunate travellers. Among the dreadful remnants, gold and magical gems were found. The beast itself escaped. Very nice. Haven't seen that event before, but it's very nice to get an underwater event. Three Pine Grove. Great Luck Sloth Tax. Okay, that's weird. Fairy Court of Summer. Our Goblin Wolf Rider Scout was detected in Scroll Point. This is this stupid thing where the AI knows that there is a guy there, so they build a massive army and leave it there looking at the scout, you know, trying to patrol him out. They just get obsessed with it. Curtain Wall has been breached. We can storm, which we will. God's Tomb Mountains. Okay. Agartha we haven't broken in yet. Utenshire we have broken in. And we're starting to destroy the fort in Highwoods. Forest Golem Ross was also promoted in Soffecte, so he can now get his proper like war promotion to being a big boss or war boss. So I think because it is late, I am going to call it there. I'm not going to do another turn, but let's just do a quick recap of where we're at. So Tianqi don't appear to be continuing any assault against me, which is very good news. So I don't have to fight them right now, but I will have to probably. Agartha, we have now taken their capital, but we haven't stormed the fort. We've taken Utenshire, we can storm it, and then we'll move into Haunted Woods. And we've really broken the back of Agartha. They've got very little left. You know, we've got them under siege all over the place. It's just this army, and they've just been making kind of this medium and heavy infantry that we've been beating up fairly easily. So lots of good stuff there. Getting the income now from having taken Agartha, well, half of the income I think you get, don't you? Yeah, you get 111, and in Ind it would be 406. You get okay income from that. Lost our god, which was not ideal, but at least he killed a bunch of stuff, and we are in a position where we can take our fort back, and this can kind of become a choke point down here. There is actually a natural choke point there, so Grainport's really important for us to hold. Over here, once we deal with Agartha, our forces can move down and kind of retake this area. So we've got okay prospects. The only thing that is kind of worrying me is looking at the vampires. They're still doing well in provinces and everything, and they do have a very big army. Even though we killed tons of stuff in that last battle, you can see it's not had that much of an impact, which shows just how many troops they have. They are now fighting Skaven as well. Yeah, so let's see if Skaven will be helping us out. I'm sure the sneaky Skaven will do something bad at some point. But yeah, it's a big war with Vampiria next. In terms of thrones, what do we got? Thrones of the World, Thrones of Ascension. 8 required to become the new god. We control the Throne of Night, which is worth 1. The Throne of Beasts we can get easily. That's another 1. 8 is very high, so I'm probably not going to bother taking all the thrones. I'll probably just end the series when we feel that we're like in a dominant position, and when we've done a bit more, maybe a few more episodes, and I'll end the series when we start doing well against Vampiria, when we start beating them. Yeah, I hope you're enjoying it, and I will. That was just me absent-mindedly doing that, and I will see you in the future. Bye for now. Thanks for tuning in.